Well, greetings, everyone. My name is Darnell Self, and I'm here in the United States, about 15 minutes outside of Washington, D.C. But this presentation today is specifically for my friends and neighbors in Canada. I'm excited to share this information with you. Someone shared it with me years ago, my wife and I, and one thing I learned is if you are at the right place at the right time, amazing things can happen. I know you've heard that before. Well, my friends, we are about to validate that with the information I'm going to share with you today. So hold on tight. I'm going to share my screen, and that will help you to digest the information I'll share with you all today. And again, excited and honored to be able to share this information with you. And so today I have an opportunity again to share with you the same exact information that was shared with me years ago. And I just couldn't believe something like this existed. Well, guess what? In Canada, less than 1% have the services I'm going to talk about today. And I learned a long time ago, if you can find some major problems in the world and offer a viable solution to those problems, then wealth can be gained. And again, I'm excited about you seeing the solutions that we have to two major problems that exist in the world today. So let's get started. I'll introduce myself real quickly so you know a little bit about the person who's doing the presentation today. Again, my name is Darnell Self, born and raised here in Maryland, which is again about 15 minutes outside of Washington, D.C. I went to a university here in Maryland, so did my wife, and we met working at a retail store. We worked at a mall here selling men's and women's clothing while we were in college to make extra money for books, etc. And so we met there at the mall, fell in love, got married, and here we are now, 4 young adults later. Now, I actually liked working at the mall, but the one thing I didn't like was as a manager, I worked 60 to 80 hours a week. You see, after graduating with my college degree, I never got a job in my degree because unfortunately, my experience working at the mall outweighed my degree from college. So I stayed there at the mall. And as a manager, again, I missed out on anything that happened in my personal life on the weekends because when you're the manager, you're always there. When people called in sick, I had to go in. Of course, I missed out on my kids' sporting events and birthday parties, church, anything that happened on a Saturday or a Sunday, I missed it. So I said at 24 years old, no way am I going to do this for the rest of my life. And so I stepped out to become an entrepreneur at the age of 25. Here's what happened. I met someone wealthy, and they shared this with me. They said, Darnell, retirement has nothing to do with age, but everything to do with the amount of money you have. You can retire at any age. I never thought about it like that. So I set a new goal to make $1 million by the age of 30, to retire before 30. Now, that didn't happen. I retired by the age of 30. However, I didn't make my millions until later on. But what was exciting is that I ran into someone who introduced me to the project I'll share with you all today, and it made a huge difference in my family. In fact, my wife walked away from her job at a cable station, a television station, at the age of 29 on maternity leave. We call it eternity leave because she's never gone back. And we've been stay-at-home parents for our 4 young adults you see here for over 20 years. And 3 of our children now are at a university. And because of the information I'll share with you all today, they have no student loans. Everything's been paid for because of this vehicle I'll share with you all today. So yes, we've had some success, but more importantly, we've been able to help a lot of other people. And that, to me, adds even more value to what we do. To be able to lift other people up and help other people win in life, that to me is gratifying. So let's get right into this. I'm excited about sharing this information with you all once again. If you've not heard of disruptive innovation, let me educate you quickly. It's when you take an existing model and you make it simpler, easier, and more affordable. You remember shopping at the mall? Well, even during the pandemic, when people couldn't go to the mall, people were still shopping on Amazon. And people don't really go to record stores anymore, right? My daughter's new Jeep didn't even come with a CD player. Well, that's called disruptive innovation. So Amazon took the retail industry and disrupted it. That's why a lot of brick and mortar businesses have gone out of business. The same thing with Spotify, Apple Music, right? Playlists now. So my daughter, because there's no CD player or anything like that in her Jeep, she just press a button and it plays through her playlist through Bluetooth. So that's called disruptive innovation. You're familiar with Uber did it to the transportation industry and Netflix did it to the video rental industry. Well, here's the big question for today. What about getting access to the justice system? You know, most folks don't have access to it because they cannot afford $300 an hour for a lawyer. And so LegalShield, right there in Canada, we are disrupting the justice system. For $24.95 a month, you have access now to lawyers instead of the hourly rate that most people can't afford. So we've made it simpler, easier, and more affordable. We've leveled the legal playing field for the first time in North America. So our vision is to provide equal access to the liberty, equality, opportunity, and justice that every human deserves. Our home office has about 700 employees that support us as independent LegalShield business owners. Now, we've been around since 1972. We approximately protect 4.4 million lives across Canada and the US. Now, we've been in 4 provinces of Canada for a couple of decades, right? We were in Ontario, in British Columbia, Manitoba, and Alberta. Well, back in October of 2019, we opened up to all provinces and territories. So that's why I'm so excited about sharing this with you all as Canadians, because again, less than 1% of people who live in Canada have the services we are about to talk about. So the penetration behind us is nothing compared to the vast opportunity ahead of us. We've been in Forbes, Yahoo Finance, CNBC, Bloomberg. The Better Business Bureau gives us an A+ rating. It's all great things, right? Because at 28 years old, when I started with LegalShield, people are like, you sold me jeans and t-shirts at the mall. You know, how do I know this is legit? And I could lean on the message, the historical track record of LegalShield, not the young guy who was working at the mall. And that's why this is so important. Now, this slide helped me out because it was my own naivety, but I'm thinking I don't use lawyers. I don't break the law. I'm a law-abiding citizen. But then I realized that bad things happen to good people too. Good people sign contracts and documents and later on wish they wouldn't have signed them. They've been overcharged for repairs, treated unfairly. Well, with a biometric login, you can actually look at your app and open up this access to a lawyer. That's right, tap, call, and access your lawyer. This is huge. One, on personal legal advice. This is a way to pick up the phone and say, look, I just need help. You know, I had a situation with my vehicle, my truck, and the dealership didn't do what I thought they should do. Well, when I called LegalShield, they asked me a bunch of questions, and the lawyers called me back and said, Mr. Self, we found out based on where you bought the truck, the make and model, and the issue you're having, if they keep your truck for 3 more days, it falls under something called the lemon law, and they have to give you a new truck. I would have never known that and wouldn't have called a lawyer to find out. Now, a lawyer writing a letter or making a phone call on your behalf means a lot more than you and I writing a letter. My sister-in-law moved into this beautiful new home, but her cell phone no longer worked in that area. And so she called to cancel a service so she could get with a new carrier. Well, they said, no worries, sorry, the phone doesn't work, but there's going to be an $800 early termination fee. She didn't think that was fair because it's not her fault that the service wasn't working. Well, one phone call, or I should say a letter written by her lawyer, all of a sudden the same company said there was going to be an $800 early termination fee, apologized, and said, listen, we want to thank you for being with us as a customer for over 10 years. We're going to remove the early termination fee, and hopefully at some point we're able to serve you again in the future. What happened? Well, the lawyers got involved. There's a difference when your lawyers get involved than you and I going back and forth. Who's your supervisor? Who else can I speak to? They'll review contracts and documents. That saved me over $10,000 on a real estate transaction because I didn't understand the fine print, but my lawyers did. CRA audit assistance, civil trial defense. If you're named in a lawsuit, that's pre-trial and trial hours that add up. You also have family domestic services. This one's a 90-day waiting period. So after you download the app today, you have 89 more days to access this for uncontested divorce, adoption, separation, and name change. Now, the thing I love about having access to this app, in fact, it's the greatest amount of peace of mind for my wife and I because we have 4 young adults that drive. They're out of the house. 3 are at a university away from us. And because of that, if they're being questioned, detained, or arrested, and they're great young kids, but they could be great young adults at the right party, wrong crowd, wrong time. And we want them to have access to lawyers just in case a situation arises. Again, this gives my wife and I a great amount of peace of mind. Traffic ticket assistance. You know, unfortunately, people get speeding tickets, and I received a speeding ticket before, and LegalShield has been there to assist me and support me in that situation, even my young adults who drive. Will preparation, on a very serious note, most people, even celebrities, don't have a last will and testament, or a living will, or healthcare power of attorney, or financial power of attorney. And this is important At 28 years old, when I started with LegalShield, I didn't think about this because, you're young, you feel invincible, but death doesn't have an age attached to it. And I've seen families no longer speak because there wasn't a will in place. And my uncle, when he passed, my mom and her sisters didn't have to argue back and forth on whether they should disconnect their brother from life support because it was in his living will. But again, I've seen siblings no longer speak because they thought one made the wrong decision over their loved one. Don't allow your family to stress out over that. You get your last will and testament done. I know it costs money, but LegalShield gives you one at no additional cost just because you're a member here at $25 a month. And we update it each additional year. Your preferred member discount. I love discounts. People say to me all the time, you made a lot of money. Why are you always asking for discounts? Because now how much money you make, but how much money you keep, right? I want to keep my millions, right? That's important. So here we get a discount, but you have to be a member, and it's on pre-existing legal matters, things like bankruptcy, DUI, right? So you need a lawyer in those situations. Why not get the best for the least amount? And our average lawyer, as a part of our network, has 22 years of experience. And by the way, you're not just getting access to a lawyer, but law firms, because every lawyer doesn't know every area of law, like every doctor doesn't know every area of medicine. So I have friends that are lawyers, but they're so thankful that LegalShield's around because their family members call them all the time asking legal questions they can't answer, right? And plus, they don't want to take a $50 issue and charge $300 an hour for it. And so here at LegalShield, they can refer customers that they would normally have to turn away. It's powerful for everybody. Who's covered? Of course, the whole family's protected here. I love that because I added my children to my auto insurance policy that continued to go up. Here, never married dependent children under the age of 26 living at home or full-time students are all protected under this one plan. So look at that. Make sure you add your children as dependents on your legal plan. So which would you choose? I know it's a no-brainer. A lawyer charging $250 an hour or law firms across the country of Canada for $24.95 a month. And that's one big problem that we're solving for, access to the justice system. And as you know, with this disruptive innovation, we're solving for it. And it feels good to know we're leveling the legal playing field. The second major problem is identity theft. And you know about this problem. It's the fastest growing crime in the world. It's a scary crime because most people don't even know when they've been victimized. Criminals don't just want your money anymore. They want your identity. A long time ago, if they stole your wallet or stole your purse, you'd be upset because your information's in there. But now you still have your wallet, you still have your purse, but they have your information. And it's not just financial, it's tax return fraud and medical claims, social insurance claims, driver's license, criminal and character. I just heard about a gentleman who was pulled over by law enforcement and there was a bench warrant out for someone's arrest that had done something in his name. That's what I mean by character and criminal fraud. Somebody does something bad in your good name. It's hard to explain that it is you, but not the you they're looking for. And so we have privacy management, monitoring and alerts. Let's show you what that looks like. So with our ID Shield, you can see here in this image, there's alerts that come to you, your personal data found online, change of address alert. So we monitor everything, your passport number. And not only do we monitor it, but we also send a licensed identity theft specialist in to restore your identity back to pre-theft status. That's right, we do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to restore your identity back to pre-theft status. There's phishing now, right? That means that companies or people are pretending to be someone they're not to get your information. Like we received something from PayPal that said that we had some abnormal purchasing taking place and they needed our information, our ID and password, et cetera. Well, it wasn't them, but they said they were PayPal. And I can go on and on with situations that have happened like this to my son, but we've always pressed our button there to talk to our restoration specialist and have had the support that we needed. Again, the whole family can be protected here with identity theft, but you can also get an individual plan. And this is huge, right? So you can either have your plan, if you're married, or you have dependents, you wanna make sure you get the family plan here. Here's what it looks like. For the family plan, for both the LegalShield and ID Shield, it's only $49.90 a month. My daughter and my wife went to go get 2 cups of coffee, grande, right? A medium size the other day. And it costs more for those 2 medium-sized cups of coffee than my lawyer for an entire week. Individual plan, only $34.90. But here's the great thing about this amazing value proposition. We also have member perks that help you to save more money than you're actually paying for your protection plans here. An auto buying program. We bought my daughter this new Jeep Wrangler for her 17th birthday, saved over $2,000 because of the auto buying program. Right? We have electronics here, health and wellness here, movie tickets. I mean, please check it out before you do anything. There's 400 vendors that give us a discount, and make sure you check that out. It comes right on your app, okay? So I'm excited about you having access to that as well. So let's end by talking about how we make money. Someone may have told you to watch this because they told you there was some money to be made, and they weren't lying. But look, there's individual effort required, meaning that I can't tell you how much you're gonna make. I mean, I work with people that make part-time, spare time income with LegalShield, and they're excited about it, you know, because they want to take vacations. And I tell them, look, if I help you to make an extra $200 a month for the next 10 months, that's $2,000. Could you take a nice short vacation to the islands, right? But then some folks say, hey, look, they may be like myself. I knew I was gonna do something greater than working at the mall. And so I wanted wealth, I wanted financial independence. I never wanted to worry about money again. You know, I wanted my wife and I to work from home and to be here for our kids. And we wanted to travel the globe because I love traveling. And I'm not talking about just coming up to Canada or you coming down to the States. I mean, we travel abroad all the time, all because of LegalShield. And guess what? I'm gonna share this with you. You can get paid while you're gone. This is the best income. It's called residual income. We'll get to that in 1 second. So here's what it looks like. So we all start as an associate. As an associate, on your first $49.90 customer, you have an opportunity to make $100. All you have to do is go out and get your first two $49.90 customers and one business partner. Not only will you get paid $100 for each of those customers, so that's $200 you made so far, but you also move up to the senior associate level and you start making $120. Now again, if you don't do that in your first 20 days, we're gonna pay you the same $100. We're just gonna split it out over 12 months. So it ends up being $8.33. Let me show you what that looks like real quickly. So here's what it looks like. It's the same $100, but instead of making the advance commission, you just make $8.33, $8.33, $8.33 for 12 months. It still equals 100. So if you do it slow, we're just gonna pay you slow, right? That's the way it works. But you don't have to. You can do it fast if you want, right? And look, it doesn't have to take you 20 days. Most folks are not taking 20 days. So here's what it looks like. In your first 20 days, go out and get your first two customers. You made 100 plus 100. That's $200 right there. Plus you have your first business partner. You do in your first 20 days, you pay you another $100 bonus. So you're at $300 already. Plus now on your next customer, you're making 120. You see that? Third customer, 120. Fourth customer, 120. Fifth customer, 120. Isn't that nice income? So if you had 10 customers this week, that's $1,200. In a month, $1,200. There's no bosses here, just coaches, so you can do as much as you want or as little as you want. This is why my sons who are in college are doing this part-time. In fact, there are months where my kids make more than their professors, simply because they're sharing this service, part-time, spare time. Now, after you get a handful of customers, you move up. More customers, you move up. Now, listen, you can do it by yourself, you can do it with the team. Now, I love leverage, so I did it with the team, but it's up to you. This is for the busy people. Busy people like getting paid while they're busy. Wealth is a measurement of time, not a measurement of money. And so in order for that to have income continually come into your household, you have to have leverage. Some of you already know this. You have your business owners, so you have employees, or you own a real estate firm, right? You're a real estate broker, you have real estate agents. You already know the philosophy. But watch this. Today you're a manager, you're at 140. Darnell, I'm in the States. I'm not even in Canada. I go out and share the service, I'm making 100. Because you're my manager, you make this difference here, differential override of $40. So every time I make 100, you make 40. Are you mad? No, you're like, go Darnell, go, right? You're excited, you pick up the phone, hey man, keep going. You're excited that I made more. That means the person you introduce can make more than you. The person that introduced you to watch this, you can make more than them. That's very unique. At my job, and I'm sure it's the same way in corporate Canada, my boss always made more than me. His boss made more than both of us. It's the way it was shaped. I get it, shaped like that corporate pyramid. LegalShield said flip it upside down. You pay the person that's doing the work the most. The person that's not doing the work won't mind getting a small piece of something they didn't even do. It's called leverage. I introduced my best friend who delivered mail for a living, was a mailman. And when Mike made $100,000 with LegalShield, LegalShield sent me $30,000. That was the override difference between us at the time. I didn't care if Mike made more. I'm like, go, Mike, go. Mike quit his job as a mailman because he never made that running from dogs as a mailman. I couldn't believe it because I never made $30,000 for something I didn't do. I'm thinking, let me find 9 more people. So when 10 people on our team were making 6 figures, LegalShield sent us 30,000 times 10, 300,000. 20 people on our team were making 6 figures, and sent my wife and I 600,000. And so our income came not because we were stepping on other people and keeping them down, but because we lifted other people up and brought them with us. Isn't that the best way to earn income? By lifting other people up? I think so. And by the way, if you want to move fast, there's additional bonuses, another $1,500 in bonuses if you decide to keep moving fast. But again, that's completely up to you. And by the way, this passive income is cumulative. It keeps growing all the way up to making really over $300 for every personal membership you market. And look, all you're doing is sending a link, having someone watch a video. You're not even doing the presentation. I'm doing it right now. Right? And so you're probably thinking, this guy from Maryland, from the Washington, D.C. area, from the United States talks too fast. Hey, guess what? You don't even have to do this. You can send someone a video, like what they see, they sign up on your website, you get paid. That's what I did my first year. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, hold on. Someone else is doing the presentation. The lawyers are providing the services, but I get paid. I'm all in, right? It made sense. But you also make residual income. Now, residual income comes in month after month, year after year for something you did one time. Isn't this great? So I'm 50 years old now. But I started this company, I think I told you, when I was 28 years old. And so I took my mom to Jamaica for her 80th birthday last year. I made more money while I was in Jamaica that week than when I was here working my business. How's that possible? It's because the customers I signed up when I was 28, 29, 30, 31, 30, all the way up to 50. Still, that book of business follows me. It's stalking me. I'm still getting paid. This is the most amazing thing. So now I wake up, not chasing my money, but I wake up, my money's already in my account. Did I say we get paid every day? It's the most amazing thing, okay? Residual income, if you don't have it in your life, please get some. I don't care how good you are at what you're doing. If you stop doing it or you can't do it, like because of the pandemic and your money stops too, that's called scary. The power of residual income is that it doesn't care about the economy. It continues to come in. All right, a one-time investment to get your business up and going. And by the way, you own your book of business. It's portable, it's willable, a lifetime of residual. So if you move from Toronto to Honolulu, we don't care. You take your business with you. It's a one-time $99, a one-time $99 to start your own business. I'm smiling because I own a traditional business, and trust me, it costs a lot more to start that business than $99. And my overhead is crazy. Here, my overhead is free the first month and only $20 a month to actually get my LegalShield Advantage, which tracks everything, does my metrics and analytics. So if someone in Ontario signs up someone in Manitoba, who signs up someone in Quebec, it tracks it all for you. You don't have to keep track of that. Isn't that awesome? It does it for you, so that way you can really take inventory and run your business successfully. Listen, we've got a proven track record, and I love that because we don't have to ask people permission. Do you think this works? Look, we've been around for over 40 years. We already know it works. The top income earner in our company personally introduced me and mentored me, Mr. Brian Carruthers and his beautiful wife, Melissa Carruthers. They were already very successful in real estate, making 6 figures in their early 20s, and now, of course, multimillionaires here with LegalShield. Ken Smith, Patty Davidson from British Columbia, great mentors of mine, amazing success stories. Patricia Lapina, she's in Ontario, successful with LegalShield, right? Oh no, Patricia's in British Columbia, right? Successful with LegalShield. My point is, you got folks all around Canada already. Tamara and Lou, they're in Quebec. I don't think they've been involved for over a year now and already at 6 figures. Congratulations. Brad and Moore Roberts, amazing trainers and coaches. And by the way, you'll get trained and coached by these people too. They're in Ontario, very successful. Joanna Yang got started just because she wanted a will. She said, you know, I just want to get a will done. Well, of course, now she's a part of the opportunity. Just joined in 2018 and already very successful. One of our ring earners here with LegalShield out of British Columbia, and Anita Sauter out of Ontario. Again, very successful from corporate Canada, already successful, and then transition that work ethic here to LegalShield. So excited for you all to already have folks who are blazing the trails for you right there in Canada. So we've got a track record. I won't spend a lot of time on it. Just know that there are already people very, very successful who are willing to coach you, lead you, share best practices with you and the things they did wrong as well. Here's all you have to do. Number one, enroll as a member. Not when you have to say that guy from the US, that guy who talks really fast told me, I'm not sure. You can say, I know. Because once you use something, you have your own testimony. You see, it comes with a level of conviction once you use it. So use the services yourself. That way you can believe in it. And then if you're interested in becoming an associate, awesome, welcome to the team. We look forward to working with you. We'll set up your website. As soon as you sign up, your own website replicates. So you'll have your website. You can start sending people to your website, either through, it doesn't matter which smart device you have, you can check it. They'll sign up on your website. The company knows it was your website and they pay you the next day. That's awesome. Get trained. There's a fast start training class and it comes with your $99. So please take your training class. I know it's not mandatory. I wish it was, because you'll feel more comfortable, more confident, more competent once you take your training class. So please do so. And then let's move fast, right? I'm just going to encourage you to do it, because why not maximize your profits? There's a lot of bonuses on the table when you move faster rather than slower. And the training class, again, will help you to do so. So again, this has been Darnell Self. I thought I'd share with you all there in Canada the same experience I've had, not just with the team we built here in the US, but also the team we built in Canada. So I know it's real for you. I know it can assist with the average Canadian who's looking for something real. Look, people are tired of the get rich quick. They're tired of things that are here today, gone tomorrow. People are looking for something real. And we have a real company with a real service people really need that adds real value, and we make real money for offering it. Can't get better than that. Enjoy your day. Welcome to the team, and I look forward to working with you all. God bless.